again, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. We will get started just in a comfortable seat so you can ground down through the sit bones, lengthen up through the spine. Maybe relax the shoulders down the back a little bit. You can be seated on a blanket or a pillow if that's more comfortable for you. And as you start to settle in, I invite you to close the eyes or find a soft gaze. And start to tune in to the breath. Connecting to each inhale and each exhale. Maybe noticing any sensations or emotions arising in the body and in the mind. And start to send the breath throughout the body. Maybe visualizing the breath a certain color and watching it spread. Intentionally sending our breath, our life force, through the body to bring life to that physical space that you take. I recently took a class with one of my favorite teachers, April. And she brought up something so insightful about the practice we were doing that I want to share it with you all today. She brought up this word warrior as we were moving in and out of different warrior postures and sequences. And she mentioned that we view yoga as this practice that's rooted in peace, and so the word warrior might seem contradictory or confusing. So instead, she invited me and the rest of the students to consider what makes us warriors in our yoga practice. What are we battling against on our mats? This invitation to consider the title warrior, the physical posture of a warrior, as you battling whatever it is you need to. And so as we prepare for our practice together, I invite you to set an intention for yourself. Consider what it is that you might be battling on your mat. Maybe that's battling your comfort or discomfort in postures. Maybe you're battling the way that your body feels in the practice. Whatever it is, invite it into the space and set an intention around confronting it. How can you be your own warrior during today's practice? And if you're struggling to settle on an intention, you can share one with me. I'm always battling focus on my mat. This ability to be in this present moment, focused on my practice and on my breath. sealing in our intentions here. Let's take 3 collective breaths together, taking a big deep breath in through the nose and a big breath out of the mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling the strength of a warrior. Exhaling the courage to battle today. And with the eyes closed, you can begin to flutter them open. We'll start to bring some movement into the body. Let's start in a child's pose. So rolling over onto the knees. And you can take this child's pose either with knees wide, toes touch, or maybe the knees a little more narrow. Tap into what it is your body needs, what it is your body wants. And then guide the hands down, forward. Let the forehead rest on the mat, on the block, blanket, wherever. Reconnect to your breath here. Taking a moment to find that focus. Remind yourself of this intention you've set. And allow this posture here, this grounding posture, child's pose, to serve as your opportunity to prepare for battle. Your opportunity to have your breath connected to your body. Have your body connected to your mat. And having your practice connected to your purpose. Take a few grounding breaths here. Maybe you start to make this posture a little more active by inching the fingertips forward to lengthen through the shoulders, or pressing the hips down towards the heels a little bit more. Knowing that this posture, child's pose, is always available throughout the practice. So if ever there's a time you need to refocus on your purpose, to reconnect, this is the place to come. And on your next breath in, slowly start to guide yourself up. Hips lift off the heels, draw the knees underneath the hips, coming into a tabletop position. Really setting up our foundation here, spreading the fingers nice and wide on the mat. Pressing the tops of the feet and the shins down into the earth as well. And draw the low belly up and in to create a nice, strong core here as you spread the shoulder blades across the back body. Finding some cow-cat movements here, inhaling for cow pose as you lift the tailbone and shine the chest forward. Exhaling for cat pose, tuck the tailbone in, round the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow pose, lengthen through the spine, let the crown of the head lift up. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine, press through the hands. Follow your breath here in and out of cow and cat pose as it feels good for you. Maybe trying to deepen or slow the breath. Feeling the breath travel through each inch of the spine here as you warm up. next breath, allow yourself to come back to a neutral tabletop position. And we'll start to bring some movement to the hips. Let's sway the hips side to side here in your child's pose. Moving from right to left, maybe pressing the hips back slightly as you move to the side. See how that feels in the hips. The outer leg muscles. And coming back into the tabletop position, nice and neutral. Tuck the toes underneath behind you. Find your downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and sink the heels down towards the earth. Let's bring some length into the upper body here. So rise onto the tippy toes and bend the knees nice and generously. So we're focusing on pushing through the hands and lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. And then as you find that length through the upper body, maybe you start to straighten out through the legs. Or maybe you start to find some movement here, bending and straightening one knee at a time. Keeping all four corners of the hand pressing into the earth. Maintaining that length, that extension through the spine while you're in this posture. Settling into your downward facing dog. Finding a little bit of stillness. And from your down dog, reach the right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Step the foot up in between the hands. We're coming into a low lunge here, so drop the back knee, untuck the toe. You can rise the arms up overhead. Beautiful. Just bringing a little bit of movement into the hips here. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more breath in. And exhale, release the hands down towards the mat. And finding a half split, sit the hips back, lengthen through the front leg. And flexing the toes up towards the face to stretch into the back of the right leg for 2 breaths here. And then inhaling back forward into the low lunge. Plant the hands back down, tuck the back toes under to lift the knee, and step back into downward facing dog. And taking that sequence to the other side, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, draw the knee forward, step the foot up in between the hands, low lunge, back knee drops, toes untuck, arms lift up. Relax the shoulders down the back, keeping a nice firm grip with that front foot. And exhaling to release the hands down, finding your half split on this side, lengthening through the front leg, flexing the toes up towards the face. Inhale back forward into low lunge. Plant those hands down once more. Back toes tuck under to step back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. And from your down dog, inhale to gaze forward at the top of the mat. Rise onto the tippy toes. Exhale, step the feet all the way up towards the hands. Let's bring the feet about hip distance apart here. Bend the knees to allow the body to hang long over the legs. Just taking a moment to settle into this forward fold. You can nod your head yes, shake it no to bring some movement into the neck.
into a halfway lift here. On an inhale, start to straighten through the knees if they bent. Bring the hands up to the shins to come to that halfway point. We're gonna pause here. Reach the crown of the head towards the top of your mat. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Lean into the toes a little bit to lift your tailbone a little bit higher. And then slightly tuck your tailbone in to remove a little bit of that extra arch in the back. Really engage the core here. Breathe in. And exhale, fold over. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, release. This time, inhale, bend the knees to rise all the way up to stand. Extended mountain pose. Pausing here. Palms aren't kissing, but they're facing each other. Relax the shoulders down. Root down through the feet. Engage the muscles around the leg bones. Energetically drawing those thighs towards each other. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale here. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. So in our practice together today, we're going to be moving through some different variations of sun salutations or Surya Namaskar. And I invite you to obviously take the postures in whatever way feels good for you, but the intention around the practice is to start to match our breath to our movement to create this nice fluid connection to our body, and also to allow you to tap into that strong warrior strength within you and confront what it is that you need to on your mat. So we'll find our strong stance here with the feet. Make sure the toes are spread nice and wide, rooted down into the earth. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Connecting to your Ujjayi breath here for the next few breaths. Inhaling up through the nose, hands reach high. Exhaling out the nose, hands to heart. One more time, just like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Inhale to reach the arms up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to, hinge at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Check in with that core. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, rise to stand. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, rise up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on this time, inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and release. Hands come down to the mat. Step back into plank pose. And holding our plank pose here for a few rounds of breath to check in with alignment, activate through the core. You have the option to drop the knees straight down behind you or keep them lifted. Press the hands into the earth to spread those shoulders across the back. Balls of the feet are pressing into the earth and the heels are reaching down towards the end of your mat to engage through the legs. Draw the low belly up and in. Nice and strong here. One more inhale. And exhale, drop the knees down, bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Take your time. Chest and belly hitting at the same time. And untuck the toes here, coming into low cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale to lift the chin, lift the shoulders. Pausing here in the lift. Elbows are drawn in towards the body. Shoulders are pulling down and away from the ears. Feet are pressing down into the mat. So you might feel the knees or the shins lifted up off the earth. You have the option to keep the hands grounded here, or maybe you even hover them a bit to really engage the muscles in the back. One more breath in, and exhale, release. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to tuck the toes under behind you. Press up through tabletop or plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. And then inhale to gaze forward at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Hands come down, step back, plank pose. 2 breaths here, nice and strong, tapping into that core strength. The next time you exhale, drop the knees or not, lower yourself all the way down to the belly. Beautiful. Inhaling up for full cobra this time, lifting just a little bit higher. This doesn't feel good in the body, then you can stay at that low position. Shoulders are still dropped down away from the ears, elbows are still in tight towards the body, tops of the feet are still pressing into the mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. Beautiful. One more inhale here. And exhale, lower down nice and slow. Take your time. Inhale, tuck the toes, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward at the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. We're going to move 1 breath per movement through that full sun salutation here. Moving at the pace of your breath, so I'm going to give you cues, but if you're moving slower or faster than me with your breath, please move to the pace that you feel called to. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands plant down, step back, plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, breathe in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come down, step back, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale through cobra, or maybe upward facing dog if you're ready. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here. Take a breath. We're going to begin adding on to these sun salutations, bringing in some different movements. Inhale, rise on the tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. A little different this time. Come up to a halfway lift, but with the fingertips down on the earth. So you're just lengthening through the spine in your forward fold here. Feet are hip distance apart or maybe a little bit closer. Coming into chair pose or fierce pose here. Bend the knees with the hands still planted down on the earth. So you'll feel the belly connected to the tops of the thighs. And then reach the arms out straight in front of you from here. And then as you're ready, start to rise through the upper body, coming into that full fierce or chair pose. Peek down and make sure the toes are visible, peeking out in front of the knees. Check in with the spine. Make sure that you're not arching too much or rounding too much, but that you're finding that extension. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale to rise, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Find your flow. Meet in downward facing dog. Moving through your cobra or upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. On an inhale, extend the right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the right foot up, setting up to find warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. So the feet are not on a tightrope here, they're rather on railroad tracks. Back foot spins down to 45 degrees. Once you feel sturdy in the legs, rise up, bring the hands to find the hips here. So checking in, our hips ideally want to be squared towards the top of the mat or intending in that direction. So maybe you need to widen or shorten your stance a little bit. Front knee is generously bent, but the weight should be evenly distributed amongst the feet. So press that outer edge of the back foot down into the earth to engage the back leg. Warrior one. This is a difficult posture to access in a lot of bodies, especially in the Western world, because we have really tight hips over here for some reason. And the hands can come maybe right up over your head or at heart center, whatever feels better for you. We're going to pause here in Warrior One for a few rounds of breath. So really tapping into this warrior strength, really joining each other on the battlefields of our mat. Remind yourself of that intention you set. What's the confrontation you're having? What are you battling today? What strength can you find in this posture to help you, to guide you, to support you? Feet are strong, core is strong, crown of the head is reaching high here. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, release the hands down to frame the front foot and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot up. Warrior one. Again, on this side, feet are about hip distance apart. Back foot spins down. Rising up, hands come to hips. Check in with your alignment here. Peek at that front foot. Toes are facing forward. Knee is bent over that ankle. And then seal the back edge of that back foot down. Nice, even, strong stance. Engage the core, draw the low belly up and in. Reach the crown of the head high. Find the variation with your arms that feels right for you. Rooting down through the feet. Again, tapping into that strength. Using the breath to fuel the body here. And taking one more inhale here. And then exhaling to release the hands down. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise on the toes, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, chair pose, bend the knees, sit the hips down and back. Pause here for 3 rounds hands a breath. Nice strong chair. Beautiful. Inhaling to rise, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to take that warrior one sequence here again, moving one breath per movement. So picking up the pace a little bit. Again, if that doesn't feel good for you, move at the pace that works for you. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Step back, plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, move through your vinyasa flow. Inhaling into cobra or up dog, or maybe cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it up. Warrior one. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release the hands back down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it up and through. Warrior one, rising as you breathe in. Exhaling to release back down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Find your flow, meet in downward facing dog, whatever that looks like for you. Beautiful. From down dog, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it up and through. Setting up for warrior two this time, Virabhadrasana 2. So feet are on a tightrope here. Back heel spins down, heels in line with each other. Rising up, keep the hands relaxed here to start. Find them at the hips again. Notice that the hips are open to the side of the mat this time. A little bit more accessible for most of our bodies than warrior one. Front knee is nice and bent, but we want that same sensation of both feet driving down into the earth to root us down. Inhale to reach the arms out wide to a T, full expression of the pose. Gazing past your front middle finger if it's comfortable for your neck. Again, settling in, finding that warrior strength. Checking in, what are you battling on your mat? What are you accessing in this posture, in this practice? Maybe you reach that back arm forward to find the front arm, and then cock that arm back like you're pulling on a bow and arrow. Maybe shoot some gratitude out to yourself. One more breath in here. Exhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back with that front arm. Stretching out through the right side body here. Inhaling up through warrior two. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it up and through. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, left side, heel spins down. Rising up, keeping the arms on the hips to start. Settle into the pose. Peek down at the feet to check your alignment. Front knee is tracking over the ankle and maybe even opening out wide towards that pinky toe. Heel of the back foot is down, pressing into the earth. As you're ready, engage the arms. Find your gaze. Tap into that strength. Maybe you find that expression of pulling the back arm forward, pulling back that bow and arrow to launch gratitude or courage or strength or whatever it is you need to confront this battle. Whatever it is you need to cultivate in yourself, to know that you have the strength. Breathe in. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Finding pause here, opening through the left side body. Inhaling to rise. Exhale, arms cartwheel down. Find your way into downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step hop or float, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, chair pose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, rise, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in and a breath out. We're going to find our last warrior pose of the practice here, moving into warrior 3, balancing sequence. So standing nice and tall at the top of your mat, spread the right toes nice and wide. And start to lean into the right foot. Maybe you come up onto the ball of the left toes. And then as you're ready, draw the left knee up in front of you. Flex the toes, finding a one-legged Tadasana. So tapping into your balance. And if you have a wall or a chair or something next to you to help with balance, that might be nice for you. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, lean forward as you kick the left foot back behind you, finding warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Back foot is flexed down towards the earth. And our hips here are mirroring some of what we did in warrior 1. They're intending towards square, down towards the mat. Hands can be at heart center, reaching back behind you, or maybe launching out in front. Warrior 3, this balancing posture that requires so much strength and focus, that signifies us launching into battle. The next time you breathe in, you can slowly start to rise up and out. Maybe pull that left knee back in for a hug. And then release it down and shake out the legs. And we'll find warrior 3 on the left side, spreading those left toes wide, rooting into the left foot. We rise onto the ball of the right toes, lean into the left foot. And as you're ready, picking that knee up, flexing the toes, one-legged Tadasana here. Tapping into your breath. And as you feel ready, launching forward into battle, warrior 3. Find that focus. Find that strength. Again, arms can take whatever variation feels good. Use this focus that you're finding here, the strength you're finding, to continuously check in with the body and make sure you're maintaining the posture in whatever way works for you. And as you're ready, inhaling, taking your time to rise up and out, maybe hugging that right knee in, and then exhale to release the foot down. Finding our strong Tadasana here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Find your way into downward dog in whatever way feels right for you. You can find your flow, or just go straight there. Maybe take a pause in child's pose even. And from our down dog, we're gonna move into half pigeon pose. So inhaling the right leg high. Exhaling that knee forward towards the right wrist, ankle towards the left wrist, coming down onto the shin to find our one-legged pigeon pose. And you can use any props you might like here, or take a reclined version of pigeon pose if that's better for your body. Start by lengthening up through the spine to really root down through those hips to find the full opening here. And then as you're ready, exhale to guide yourself down, maybe to the forearms. Maybe the forehead comes all the way down to rest on the hands. Allowing the breath to start slowing down here. And on your next breath in, start to guide the body up and out of the fold, planting the hands on the earth, and coming back into a downward facing dog. Maybe shaking out that right leg a few times. And moving to the left side, inhaling the left leg up and back, exhaling to draw the knee towards the wrist. And coming down onto that shin again here, wiggling the back foot back, lengthening up through the spine here to start. Find your grounding, find your center, and then exhaling to release further into the posture if you'd like. Focusing on the breath. Continuing to visualize the breath traveling through the entire body. Inhaling to rise up and back. Coming into a downward facing dog, maybe shaking out that left leg. And then inhaling to gaze forward. Exhale, step hop or float, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, chair pose, last one. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lengthen up, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. And start to find your way down to a seat on your mat. So we prepare to warm down a little bit for our last few minutes of practice together. Let's find one more forward fold here. We're going to isolate the legs a bit. So start by drawing the left foot in. And the foot's going to rest inside the thigh. The knee will be splayed out and open. Flex the right toes up towards the face to activate through the back of the legs. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold over that right leg, however far you can or however far feels good today. Inhale to rise, up and out. And switch feet, extend the left foot, draw the right foot in to the inner thigh, flex the left toes towards the face. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold over. Inhaling up to rise. Lengthen through both legs and allow yourself to lower all the way down to a recline. We're going to take a nice gentle twist here. So hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a few times side to side to massage the back. And then keeping the knees at center, open the arms out wide to a T or maybe to a cactus. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left side, gaze to the right. Trying to keep both shoulder blades grounded on the mat here. Inhaling, knees up through center. Neutralize the spine with a pause here. And the next time you exhale, take it over to the other side. Knees drop to the right, gaze to the left. Shoulders are grounded. Inhaling back through center. And take a happy baby pose here, bending the knees, grabbing the outside edges of the feet or maybe the backs of the thighs. You can rock on the spine here if that feels good for you. Feel free to take any other movements here in this last moment of practice together that might feel good before we move into a nice, juicy Shavasana together. So releasing from your your happy baby pose as you're ready. Giving yourself one more squeeze, maybe drawing the forehead up to the knees to pull everything in. One last exertion of energy. And then exhaling to release into your Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. Setting up to find comfort and ease in the physical body. preferring the eyes closed if they're not there already. Softening the jaw and the muscles in the face. Melting the back body down into the mat. We started our practice today in child's pose, grounding, connecting to this metaphorical battlefield. And take a moment to revisit the intention you set at the start of our practice together today. Your response to this concept of being at battle with yourself on the mat. What came up for you during your practice? How did you channel your inner warrior when in battle? What did that look like? What did that feel like? And allow your reflection to melt you into this moment of rejuvenation. And I'll guide you up when it's time. Start to deepen your breath here. Feeling the lungs expand. Drawing some awareness to the breath. Bringing some gentle movement back into the body. Wiggling the toes and fingers. Maybe reaching the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Bending the knees and rolling over onto your favorite side.
for a moment in fetal position with the head rested on the bicep. If you can, keeping the eyes closed as you rise up and back into a seat to close our practice together, drawing your hands to heart center. The practice that we find on our mats encourages us to tap into this inner warrior we all possess. And whatever battle you confronted with yourself today, take it with you as you leave this practice, as you move off of your mat. Consider how these traits of the warrior we explored, this grounding, this focus, this cultivation of strength, this preparation. Consider how those tools can support you off the mat as well. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale. Exhale the strength of a warrior. Breathe in once more. Exhale the courage to bring these practices with you. And ending our practice with a gesture of loving kindness. May all beings be happy and free. May our words, actions, thoughts contribute to the happiness and freedom of ourselves and others. And may the world be at peace. Namaste.